Have you ever had the want for something chocolatey and sweet, but never knew what you were looking for? Well, look no further, because here it is. This is the Holy Cow Cake. I bet you're wondering what makes it so holy, right? Well, throughout this, I will demonstrate how to make this delicious cake. First, I will show you the materials and ingredients that you will need. Second, I will show you how to prepare and mix them up. And last but not least, I will show you how to bake, serve, and chill this dessert. For any family gathering, this is the best thing to use because for any age, everyone is sure to love it. So first off, you will need a small mixing bowl, or in my case, I use a small liquid measuring cup. You need a mixing bowl, a medium mixing bowl, and a large mixing bowl. You will also need a 13 by 9 cake pan, an electric mixer, a wire whisk, a drinking straw, non-stick cooking spray, and a rubber spatula. I like to use two, one of both sizes, but you really only need one. I'm a little picky when it comes to that. You need 3 eggs. You need a 8-ounce bar of cream cheese, and it can be any brand. You need an 8-ounce container of Cool Whip, a jar of caramel topping, a 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk, a box of Devil's chocolate food cake, 1 1/4 cups of vegetable oil, and 1 1/4 cup of water. And you need 1 cup of Butterfinger. I'll go ahead and separate mine. I put a 1/2 cup in here and a 1/2 cup in here, and you will see later on why I do that. Okay, so first off, you need to make the cake batter. You need to have, in the cake batter, you need the cake mix. And before you do this, you can go ahead and preheat the oven to 350. We'll go ahead and lightly grease our cake pan. The water, and the vegetable oil. Okay. Now, you mix it on low for about a minute. And you kind of slowly increase the speed as you go if you want. I usually take it to about medium speed after everything looks well blended. You want to stop and you want to scrape down the sides of the bowl. And then you want to mix on high for another minute or two and make sure it's well blended and really thick. You want to get it to a really thick consistency. Now we're going to go ahead and put it in our cake pan. Then you kind of want to beat out the air bubbles. You don't want to beat out too much of them because then you have no cushion in your cake. Okay, so then you want to put your cake in the oven for 35 to 38 minutes. Okay, while that's cooking, you want to go ahead and prepare the moisture topping, which is the caramel and sweetened condensed milk topping, and then next you want to prepare the icing. So to prepare the caramel topping, you want to get your small mixing bowl or your measuring cup, and you want to take all the caramel you can get out of it. And then you want to take your can of sweetened condensed milk and this has a very thick consistency to it. So you want to watch when you're setting it to the side. And this is really the perfect size for it because you don't want anything too big. You want to set that to the side. Now you want to take your whisk and you kind of want to mix it. You're not going to get a very good stirred like as well as you want it to, but this is as good as you just keep bouncing your wire whisk up and down because you want to get as much as you can from the bottom because the caramel is going to, of course, stick. Set that right there, please. Okay. So then you have that topping. Oh, I just made a mess. So you want to set this to the side. Open that up. Okay. Now you're going to prepare your whipped cream, your Cool Whip and cream cheese topping. So you want to take all your Cool Whip And you want to make sure that your Cool Whip is room temperature or thawed, whatever you prefer. And you want to make sure that your cream cheese is it's not hard. It's very, very soft, and it's going to be easy to mix because it makes for a smoother icing. So then you want to beat this, and you want to get it to where it's really fluffy. And you want to make sure that the cream cheese is very well blended with the Cool Whip. Once again, you want to stop, and you want to scrape down the sides. Once it looks very fluffy, it should look very fluffy and well blended. You want to set that to the side and you want to set it in the refrigerator. You want to let this cool. You don't want the cream cheese or the Cool Whip to go bad, so you want to let this cool because it's already room temperature. So once the cake is done, you're going to get it out of the oven, and you're going to take your drinking straw and you're going to poke holes in the top of it. Okay, here's my finished product. But you want to poke holes in the top of it. Just start poking. It don't matter. It don't have to be in any certain design. You can just poke holes in the top of it. Then you're going to want to take this topping and you want to let this soak into the cake. I'm not going to pour it on because I already have it finished. But you want to pour that onto the cake and let it absorb into the cake. It makes it very moist. Then you want to take half of your Butterfingers and you just want to sprinkle them. Okay? You just want to sprinkle them over this topping, your caramel topping. After that, you will get your cream cheese and Cool Whip icing out of the refrigerator, and you will spread it over top of the cake, on top of the caramel and Butterfingers. Okay, now this is going to be, having it cool makes it easier to spread. And you want to be very careful when you spread it, as you don't want to peel up the top of the cake because it is very moist. Once you get that done, you take the other half of your Butterfingers and you're just going to decorate the cake on top. And then you have your final cake. Now remember, you want to make sure that the whipped topping is thawed and room temperature, and so is the cream cheese. It makes for a smoother topping. You want to make sure after that you mix the topping that you cool it so that it don't get too warm. And then you want to make sure that you poke a lot of holes in the top of the cake once you get it out of the oven. And you want to poke it immediately and pour the caramel topping over top of it, because when it's hot, it wants to absorb as much as it can, and as many holes as you poke in, it makes it more moist. And there you go. Now you can make your Holy Cow cake. I bet the first words out of your mouth are Holy Cow. Enjoy!